Hello everyone, Pallytime here. Welcome back to Heroes of the Storm. We have landed upon Lili today in our A through Z playthrough. Lili is the best beginner character you could possibly make your friend play. But she does have some complexities to her. Now, as far as her development cycle, she has not changed very much over the past year, except for one really big change to the water dragon that like doubled the damage on it. Other than that, she has been pretty consistent. But I am going to use a relatively new build for her. It's not that new, but it's what all the kids are doing these days, and I don't really think they were doing it a year ago. So let's go have some fun. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we find ourselves in the Sky Temple today. The friendly team, Ariel, Yeslo, Lili, Zagara, and Nova. The enemy team, Karazim, Zagara, Nova, and Sylvanas. I often wonder what new viewers think of me. You know, when they come in, and I'm just saying fucking nonsense like that, you know, I often wonder what new viewers think of me. We need the perfect lineup for me to just say nonsense. I'm gonna really look forward to that. At level 1, I am going to go for Conjurer's Pursuit. Now, Lili actually does have a decent amount of build variety these days. There are a number of ways to play everyone's favorite little panda support. And one of those ways is what I'm going to be doing today, which is the Cloud Serpent healing build. Now, personally, I'm always a fan of Conjurer's Pursuit. I always like to have more mana, especially as the game transitions over to the late game. I'm usually pretty good at picking up orbs and setting up for success there. So I do like to go Conjurers at level 1. But you're more than welcome to pick up the Timeless Creature at this talent tier as well. And that has pretty comparable win rates. So it really is a preference. Now, I mentioned at the beginning of the video that Lili is a fantastic hero for new players. And that is because, well, she doesn't really have to worry about much. The main thing Lili has to worry about is where she is standing. And that is about it. I mean, we are going to get a little bit more complicated with this particular build, but you don't have to go this build. One thing you could do, well, before I move on, why is that? That is because Lili's Q ability will just heal the person closest to you. I think that needs the healing the most, or is it just the closest to you now? I actually don't remember. So that means that Ariel here, we just want to heal her up. So how are we going to do that? We're going to stand next to her when she has the leaf symbol over her head, and then she will receive that healing. Let's read the actual description here. Heals the lowest health ally, prioritizing heroes for 220 health within this radius. So it is the person that needs it the most. But you can take it to the next level if you wanted to make it a little bit more complicated. You can take it to the next level by positioning yourself closer to some allies than others, which means you would prioritize. So let's say, I guess I can just show you later, actually, rather than doing a theoretical example. At level 4, I am going to go for Mending Serpent. This is going to cause our W ability to heal whenever it auto attacks. And there's some cool history stuff about Lili and this ability that I'll talk about in just a moment as well. And then her E ability is the Blinding Wind, which allows her to send out these winds, that these little tornadoes that once again auto target, auto prioritize heroes. They deal a decent amount of damage depending on your build, and when they impact the target, that target misses their next 2 auto attacks. No, all auto attacks for the next 2 seconds, so it's even better than I thought it was. So you put that together, and what you have is a character that just has to hold down Q for the majority of the game to heal up her allies like this. If a target needs more healing, she can put her water dragon on them with this particular build, and then the water dragon will increase that target's damage output and also increase the amount of healing that they're receiving. And then if she wants to stop damage even more or deal a little bit of damage, She could walk up and use her E ability, which auto-targets heroes like it just did that Tyrande there behind the wall. So what it comes down to is really the thing you need to worry about the most is where you're standing. And, well, I mean, it's usually pretty easy to teach new people. Now, there are some more complexities in here. So, for instance, as I was going to talk about it earlier, if Ariel was our tank and was going in to die, and probably, you know, probably had lower health than our Nova here, I could position way back here to keep Nova alive, to carry the team fight a little bit more, if we knew the tank was just going to go in and die, but it was for a good cause, you know what I'm saying? So there are some nuances with positioning for that, but really, new players don't have to worry about that. That's not a theory that new players need to worry about in most cases. Usually it's just, hey, keep people alive around you and you're doing the right thing. You're not judge, jury, and executioner. Rest in peace, Punisher GGE. I hope you're not dead. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, I mean, her heroic abilities are really straightforward. She has a jug of 1,000 fuck yous that will stop all damage coming out from the enemy team. It will deny every kill the enemy team has ever hoped for. And she also has the water dragon, which actually deals a very respectable amount of damage. And actually, I've never used water dragon, but it might be fun to pick up here, because we already have a healer on our team. Yeah, let's do that. That sounds fun. We need to make our way down to the bottom lane to help get the objective. Man, there used to be a lot of creep down here. Look at all of this. Looks like Gazlo's having a little bit of trouble versus the enemy team Zagara, but hopefully the team will rally down here. Team, focus. I'm not going to say focus. I'm just going to say team. And then ping a lot more. Actually, more people are leaving the bottom lane right now than are going towards it, which is always a little concerning. Oh, I need to dodge that. I mean, we could tank this no problem with all the healing that we have in our kit and all the sustain we have. And with the Water Dragon build, or the Cloud Serpent build, excuse me, you actually get a pretty significant amount of damage output as well. So you can solo stuff like this pretty easy. The Water Dragon, what it does is it'll lock on to a nearby target. Once again, keeping with the theme of you really don't have to do anything extra on Lili. It'll lock onto a nearby target and then send a fucking dragon at him. So, like these guys right here. Hello! We can prioritize this Sylvanas and then go burst her down. Because we can. I do need to do some fancy footwork here to dodge all of this stuff. But I think we got it. Yeah. Calculated. Yeah. Calculated. Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Fucking triple tap. I deserved it, though. I fucking deserved it. So they doubled the damage on this water dragon a while ago. Summon a water dragon that after delay hits the nearest enemy hero and all enemies near them, dealing 490 damage and slowing their movement by 70% for 4 seconds. So Lili has this build here that I'm doing that increases her offensive capabilities by having the water dragon attack things for you, and also at the same time increases her ability to pinpoint her heals a little bit easier, because of course if Ariel's taking too much damage here, we can just attach the dragon to Ariel, and the dragon will just attack, by the way. She doesn't have to do anything for that. As long as she's by something, she'll start to be healed, and it really doesn't make her any more complicated. Like, these are all things you'd be doing anyway. Here we go, Gazlo. We got it. We got it, buddy. Don't worry. Don't worry. Let's give ourselves the water dragon and just auto attack the Sylvanas. And then when she leaves, we'll chase her with more auto attacks. I do have to be a little careful here, but I think we're going to be just fine. I think we're going to be just fine. Our trait actually gives us movement speed whenever we take damage, which again makes Lili really easy to position, but also really, really easy to run away from potential danger. I think versus this enemy team that we are going to go for the Shrink Ray. It's just going to give me a little bit more control. Now, we could have gone for the ability power here, but I wanted Shrink Ray just to kind of counteract a little bit of the burst damage that they have. Because with Tyrande on your team, you better believe they have a lot of burst damage, and I want to kind of put a hindrance on that. I am down to the bottom lane once again by myself, trying to get the objective. Hopefully we get a little bit of reinforcements. Mid lane, I mean, they're just walking by this too. We don't seem to have a very focused team today. Which, I mean, it happens. That's kind of been what's been going on all day. Today's been a bit of a weird recording day. This is the 4th video I've done today. And all of our teams have kind of just been over the place. Gazlo walking into 5 members of the enemy team right now. To his defense, he was mind controlled. So, I mean, he wasn't acting on his own free will. Although you have to get pretty close to that in order to be mind controlled. What is some cool stuff that Lili used to have? I mean, she's always been pretty simple and straightforward. But one cool interaction she used to have was that her Cloud Serpent would actually attack based on the attack speed of the person you gave it to. Which, I mean, sounds okay. You know, it doesn't sound spectacular, at least to me. But when you remember that there are characters like Tychus that attack like 3 times a second, all of a sudden you were turning your little water dragon into quite the machine gun. It could actually do a ton of work. And that used to be really exciting. But pretty much after people caught on to that strategy, once they started using Lili with Tychus, that build was nerfed pretty quick. I think we just have to use the water dragon here defensively. We'll go ahead and just try to keep our team alive here, no problem. I think if I wanted to improve a bit more, I would always have this Cloud Serpent on cooldown. There have been times where I just wasn't using it, and considering that's a big staple in our build, I think it's important that it's always on cooldown. Now, we can self-cast this by holding down the Alt key, and then we don't have to kind of click on ourselves, which saves us a little bit of time. He does not have his heroic ability, so I want to pressure him just a little bit. Now, by blinding this Charism, we don't actually cut down on the healing from his auto attacks. That is kind of important to mention. We are going to be taken down here by the looks of things, but that precision strike from the friendly Nova is going to trade into the enemy team, so good pickup for her. We are now going to go for Serpent Sidekick. Whenever we give a Serpent to someone else, we are also going to get a Serpent. So this means that we are going to be healing for more, and it's going to be really, really good. Cool. There was actually a bug associated with this build for a while. Each bounce of the... So, our level 7 talent, what it did was it increased... It made it so our Cloud Serpent can chain attacks to other enemies. So it's kind of like a chain lightning. It'll hit the initial target, and then it'll bounce to others in the area. It was bugged for a little while because when the attack would bounce, it would also heal each time it bounced, and this was not an intended feature, and it was nerfed very quickly. But it was allowing Lili to just deal a massive, well, not really deal damage, but do a massive amount of healing. Completely fill up an ally from 0 to 100 within an instant, especially if they were in front of a minion wave or something like that, a situation where it could just bounce to its heart's content. She was able to heal so fast, but they actually changed it, so I just heard the mind control sound. Poor Gazlo. They actually changed it so it only heals on the first attack and no other attack. Zagara pushing the bottom lane is backing up to the objective now. We, of course, are here. We can give the Water Dragon to our Nova, and it should... It's not attacking. Okay. I thought it would attack without her having to do anything, but apparently she has to attack at least once. But then we can just give it to her again. And this is increasing the healing that I'm receiving from the Water Dragon and also keeping this target alive as well. So it has a bit of a multiple purpose. Let's try to land this Water Dragon on, I was going to say the enemy team's Nova, but the entirety of the enemy team returned to the top lane. Our Ariel was able to use Resurrect on the Gazlo, and he's just going to pressure down those middle keeps. And, well, we are looking pretty good all of a sudden, team. We are definitely winning the Siege War. Zagara down the bottom lane did get that objective, was just took down the bottom keep. Middle keep is down. The triple tap is going to secure a kill on Ariel. And now the only building that the enemy team still has is their top keep, other than their core, of course. Meanwhile, we have just lost our second fort. Middle's pretty low, and they can go get that basically anytime they want to. But even with the Sylvanas, the enemy teams hasn't really been focusing on pushing very much at all. Poor little ghost Lili, she's so cute. Oh, let's see. As far as Has anything else really changed? I don't think so. She never really has been a competitive pick. Lili's always just been kind of, you know, you want your friend to play healer, but they don't really play healers, so they're gonna go damage Lili, you know? She is really good at countering auto attacks these days. So if the enemy team has, let's say, an Artanis or an Illidan or something, you can shut down a lot of that player's damage with a tornado build for Lili. She can get a lot done with that. I wouldn't go in on that. She's gonna res though. Uh-oh, team. Uh-oh, team. I'm trying to make this work. I don't think we got it though. Let's go ahead and shrink ray their Karazim, who's just going ham. God, he's going so ham. At level 20, we could get the upgrade to our dragons, which I think I'm going to do. But Kung Fu Hustle is always a really good pick as well. Kung Fu Hustle, every time you take damage, it's going to lower the cooldown of all of your abilities, which allows you to cast things really, really, really fast. But since we went for the dragon in the first place, I want to get the upgrade for it. What it does is it summons 2 dragons. So instead of dealing 700 damage, it's going to deal 1400 damage, which, as you can imagine, is pretty damn impactful. Let's go ahead and clear out the maw of the enemy team, or the Nidus network of the enemy team, and try to take over this top lane. They're obviously going to be on the way. We should not be surprised by that, but it looks like their approach is going to be a little staggered. Gazlo completely ignoring us down in the bottom lane right now, which feels kind of bad, man. We do need to back it up just a little bit. Here's the first water dragon. I'm assuming he's going to get out of it somehow. Uh-oh, team. Uh-oh, team. Let's go ahead and shrink ray. I cannot block that, but I don't think she'll die. Yeah, we good. We lived through it. Gazlo's now here to reinforce us, and he's mind controlled again! No, Gazlo! The stud from Tyrande is going to take him down, but we're now starting to push back versus his enemy team. I'm going to put a Cloud Serpent on Zagara here. Actually, I clicked on Ariel on accident, but it looks like... I actually think we can push in, team. We have the Resurrect coming out from our Ariel, who decided to go for the movement speed increase on that Resurrect. Why? Why would you go for the movements? Why is that even a talent? All right, so Cloud Serpent out on Ariel since she's our front line, apparently. Let's just be careful where we're positioned. Try to save this Nova player here. And as you can see, I'm just following her around to heal her. There's nothing really that complicated about any of this. If we need to heal someone, when we stand by them. Serpent coming out, and boom! There's the second one, but it actually hit a different target there. If I would have stayed a little bit closer to their Sylvanas there, that would have definitely been a kill. Cloud Serpent going out on Gazlo since he's up in the front. It looks like we're slowly moving in here, slowly taking over. We are mind controlled. And it looks like with no follow-up from the friendly team after we were mind controlled, we are going to be taken down. But we managed to push in quite a bit. The ironic thing here is we could have just given them this objective and gone and killed their core, and it would have been pretty easy to do. But you know, we didn't. Whatever. We tried, team. We tried, team. Meanwhile, catapults galore are attacking the enemy core. I've been in a Dr. Seuss mood lately. Can you guys tell? I've been like rhyming on all of my intros. I don't know. I'm feeling creative. Nova open up on the enemy team. Zagara. I don't think this is gonna go too well for Zigzag. That spell shield though. Oh. Like I said, this is not gonna go too well for Zagara. Let's not go in one at a time anymore. We had a good lead. Let's keep it. And of course, as that is happening, the res and the movement speed. Yes, it's so good. She's gonna leave self. Wait a minute, the movement speed already ended. And now we once again find our team in a situation like that. We find ourselves in a situation where the enemy team is completely taking us apart one by one because we are, what is it called? Trickling into a fight. The Dick Trickle. Rest in peace, Dick Trickle. Well, I guess I'm going to stand here in the middle lane and poke at these guys. There's not really anything else I can do. We've already had the discussion of how I don't know how to carry a team as a support, so I guess what I'm going to do is just stand around and poke at these guys. If Sylvanas comes back, we could probably just kill her with the water dragon. Yeah, we got her. There's 1 and 2! And then we give her the tornado! Not many other supports can do that, and that does feel really good. That does feel really good. Meanwhile, these guys walked into the fight and died. Let's see if I can solo Tyrande as well. Now there's objectives up on the map, and it's becoming very important that we get them. Very important that we get them. Because we are about to lose all of our buildings. So what was looking like a surefire victory for the friendly team now isn't looking as good. The enemy Zagara is rotating up right here. Can we hit her? Can we hit her? Can we hit her? Anything? I'm gonna hit her with the full wombo combo, team. Gonna hit her with everything. And now we're gonna die. Dick Trickle. The Dick Trickle is in full effect. All right. So they have a 1-player number. Stay together, please. Go to the same objective. Increase our chances. Oh shit, that's a boss pushing the bottom lane. Fuck. You know, we could just get an objective for 3 seconds, and I think that would be enough. They need to back up. The enemy team's rotating on them. Good, they're leaving. Good. We're gonna lose middle. We're gonna lose top. With a Robo Goblin Gazlo, I think we might be able to hold on to bottom. I think that. Oh, she. Stay together, please. Oh God. Well, she's dead. Stay to get her, please. I'm trying to be nice and I'm saying please, and I don't think I'm sounding condescending, but we keep doing the trickle. It keeps happening. And we had a commanding lead and we're losing it. And if I can't lead them with my words, how else do I lead them as a Lili? Oh my God, we're losing all of our buildings so quickly. The enemy team has a lot of shots left up in the top. We could just go hit their core. That's an option if we wanted to do that. It looks like we're about to have to defend against them doing the same thing to us, though, as they are pushing in the top lane right now, or at least poising to do so. We are at a 2-level deficit, and Gazlo is going for that other mercenary camp when he should not be. We just need to relax. We just need to fucking chill. We just need to chill. All right. Zagara's going to be back up in a second. Nova is currently soloing top lane, which everyone knows Nova's excellent at. We're walking top for some reason now. I'm just trying to stay with the team. I don't give a shit where the team goes. We have a better chance of not dying if we're all together at this point. And that's that, really. We could try to pressure top. I mean, they're clearing creep on a temple. I'm just gonna keep walking forward. The enemy team is split right now, but they're not pushing in very quickly. They're kind of taking their time. We are gonna need to go back though. It's looking like we're gonna need to go back real soon, or the enemy team is moving up to kill us. Dude, they're not even pushing anything. This is so weird. What is happening? Now our team got bored with top and we're moving to middle. Team top. Now we're moving back to top, but Gazlo stayed middle. I'm just so fucking confused. Thank you. Thank you. We got a really good pick. That's good. That's good. All right. The easiest thing to do now would be to back up and grab the temple. So I'm going to ping the temple a bunch. That's a sprinting Gazlo. All right. Here comes the water dragon. Let's see what we can do with it. We have the Serpent out. Oh, dude, shrink ray on this. You know what I'm saying? Where's she gonna go? She isn't going anywhere. Gazlo's getting a mercenary camp. I don't think that is the best use of our time. Just personally. All right, I'm gonna move to the temple and I'm gonna ping a lot for assistance. And this temple will end the video game. What a roller coaster of emotions this game was. Anyway, if you have a new player that's looking to play Heroes of the Storm, and they're trying to get a feel for, you know, how each map works, I think Lili is a great character to give to them because there's not much to think about, and you can really notice, like, pay attention to where you're standing. You can pay attention to map objectives because obviously that's the biggest learning curve in Heroes, right? Not only do you have to learn your character, you have to also learn each individual map, but which can be a pretty daunting task. So I think approaching that on a character like Lili, who doesn't have to worry about everything that a normal character would have to worry about, is a pretty good idea. And it's a method that I've actually used a lot to get my real life friends interested in the game, and it's worked really well. Do we have another support coming up? Because I feel like I'm getting more and more salty as the day progresses, and I'm not trying to be. I'm really not. The build we use today: Conjurer's Pursuit, Mending Serpent, Lightning Serpent, Water Dragon, Shrink Ray, Serpent Sidekick, and Double Dragon. This is kind of the damagey but also healy Lili build, and it's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. We could have easily swapped out Heroics level 10 and gone for the jug of 1,000 cups, which would have kept our allies alive really, really easily. But we went for the damage and we got a few picks because of it. So, I mean, it's just kind of a playstyle choice or what your team needs at any given time. With two supports, we can definitely go a little bit more damagey. But like I said, she also has builds that are just based around healing for more. We have at level 7, the good stuff, which increases your heal over time. And you can carry that into 2 for 1 with Kung Fu Hustle at level 20, which is great for healing. If you wanted to stop auto attackers, she has a build for that too, by going Mass Vortex and or actually you could go for Lingering as well and just making it so that no one can ever get attacks off ever. She has a spot in the game for that too. Very well-rounded healer, very easy to play too. So definitely worth picking up if you have not played her yet, or again, introducing to your friends who don't really play Heroes. Had to cough drop, don't mind me. Next character up is Li Ming. Oh man, she has entered the game with a force. She has probably changed, well, I don't know if she changed the meta, but definitely dominated the meta more than most recent characters have. And then of course after that we have a lot of supports. Actually, we have Morales, Malfurion, and then we get a break for a while, and then we get Tassadar, and then we get a break for a while. Oh, there's Rhaegar too. Okay. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. Thank you all for watching today's video. I'm going to play Li Ming, and then I'm going to take a break. I'll see you all tomorrow. Hopefully we have a good wizard game. These healers aren't for me, man. They aren't for me.